Hi everyone, welcome back to Opus Art Supplies. Today I'll be showing you how to stretch canvas step by step using your Opus Finest Canvas Stretcher Kit. These techniques will work, however, with any stretcher bars that you might use. Stretching your own canvas allows you to have freedom over your choice of canvas, tension, and your surface. Perfect for any artist who prefer a bit more of a custom surface. Let's get started. Here's what you'll need. You'll need your pre-assembled stretcher frame, canvas. Our kits come with 10 duck canvas already ready for you. You'll need canvas pliers, a heavy-duty stapler with 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch staples, and scissors or a sharp knife. Here in our production facility with Finest, we'll be using our stretchers that we have, as well as our stapler. First, you'll want to lay out your canvas and try to make sure that it is flat and wrinkle-free as possible. Lay out your bars, attempting to make sure that you have an even amount of canvas all the way around. If you are choosing to use your own canvas, we recommend with these 1.5 inch bars to make sure you have 8 inches of extra canvas for the entirety of your measurements. So if it's 36 inches, make sure you have 44 inches of canvas. There are many different ways of stretching canvas and many different methods that people will use. A lot of people will start in the center on either side. We here in the workshop do things a tiny little bit different, and I'm going to show you how we do it. To begin with, I'm going to start on just one side of the canvas. I start in the middle and I hold it as tight as possible, placing one staple on the side. Go to the very end, again pulling tight, a staple to hold it there, and again at the far end, and a staple. Now I will flip the canvas all the way around and begin on the other side. If you are interested in other methods of how to stretch, we do have another video that we have linked that you can go and watch. Starting in the middle, I'm going to take my stretcher pliers. I'm placing them against the ridge, pulling tight and making sure that I have as much tension as possible against the bar, no gapping. For the middle, I will place 3 or 4 staples just to hold it into place. From there, I begin on one side, again continuing to pull tight, being aware of any gapping or any bubbles that might form. Place a staple about every inch all the way along. All the way through, I'm making sure that the canvas is tight against the bars. I go all the way to the one corner, and then I will begin on the other side. If this is your first time stretching, I would recommend keeping a staple remover handy, just in case you make a mistake. And you might. These are the techniques that we here in production use for all of our finest canvases, as well as all of our digital prints. Great! Now you have one side complete. You can leave your canvas just like this, just in case you might want to use some extra down the road if you want to restretch. In the production facility, we have a tendency to trim this down. Now I'm going to flip it over to the other long side. And this is where I will remove the original staples that I put into place. If you don't have a staple remover, a screwdriver works great. Again, starting in the center, using the pliers, tucking them up against the groove. This is where I'm going to make sure I'm pulling very tight. You'll want to make sure there is no gapping again. And once again, following the same path we did before, one side to the other side. You'll be able to feel the tension as you go. Raw canvas can pull very, very, very snugly. If you're using primed canvas, you may find that it doesn't go quite as drum tight. Two sides of your canvas are now pulled together. Now we're going to start on the corners, sometimes the harder part. Here in the production facility, we use half-cut corners. This allows there to be a little less bulk on the corners of your canvas. There are plenty of methods where people will choose to keep the canvas and not have it cut in the first place. Please watch our other video to see how that's done. So for these corners, I will first take my canvas and pull it tight across the corner. I'm going to make sure that a little neat triangle has been formed at the bottom as well as at the top. If I lay this canvas down along the top, this is the part that I'm going to trim off. A nice sharp blade makes this a lot smoother. Take that corner, and that's garbage. To make your nice even corners, you don't want to have any of your canvas on the outside. You want it to all sit on the top. I will push this corner in, then pull it up so that it is a 90-degree angle with the corner. This takes a little bit of practice. I'm pressing down on this corner to fold it, to allow that to kind of form it into place so I can do the other side as well. Now that they are nicely folded and into place, I can start once again in the center of the frame, making sure I've got a nice solid grip on the canvas. I'm pulling tight once again. This is where things start to get very snug. I'm going to follow the same path I did before, out to out. Again, placing your staples about every inch or so. When you get to your corners, holding it down nice and firm, 2 staples will hold everything into place. You may find that your pliers have caused this to lift a little bit. That's okay. A little hammer down and it's nice and solid. Once again, nice and tight, pulling as snugly as you can, making sure there's no gapping. If you do get a little gapping, very normal. As you pull tight on either side, often the center will need to be re-stretched again. Use your staple removers to pull that out. I'll probably demonstrate that. Now I can see this has a little bit of a bubble in the center here. Pretty normal. I'm just going to take those original 4 staples out. And when you've got it in, just pull tight enough that it matches what you have on the sides. Almost done. Now I will flip the canvas and we're going to do our very last side. Again, your corners, same as the other side, pull it tight so it's nice and flat against the bar. Make sure you have a neat little corner like wrapping a present. And this excess that's here, we're going to trim off. Once again, starting from the center. This is when the canvas gets very tight. So you'll find that you have to pull quite hard down. Don't worry, you won't tear your canvas. should be a little bit of spring back. That's when you know you've pulled your canvas tight enough. And there you go. You have stretched a canvas. If you'd like these corners to look a little tidier, and we definitely do at Opus, I add a couple of staples just to keep that nice and flat. And I'll do the same for the other side. And there you have it. Perfectly stretched canvas. You'll know that it's tight enough when it sounds just like a drum. And that's it. You've successfully stretched your own canvas. If you are going to continue to paint with this, we would recommend adding primer to your surface. If you have already used a primed surface, it's always best practice to add another coat or two of gesso. If you found this tutorial helpful, please make sure to subscribe to Opus Art Supplies, hit that thumbs up, and make sure to hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any of our other tutorials. Thank you for watching.